My life is nothing but a comedy.
Orange Man. Still bad.
If you rearrange the letters in the name Donald Trump, they spell Plod Turd Man.
So, Orange Man. Bad.
Orange Man destroyed.
Plod Turd Man.
Trump.
Gloom.
Blam.
Cramp.
Ref.
Plod Turd Man.
Karen, I'm home. Did you hear what Drumpf said?
Yes, I heard about Drumpf. Orange Man bad.
Collecting the spare change that falls out of the pockets of all the Santas fucking each other in the middle of Dwayne Reeves.
This is Jonathan. He needs a place to stay tonight.
It's an honor to have you here. We're very privileged and I'm happy to share everything with you.
Plod Turd Man.
You're not laughing? I just made my 1 millionth Drumpf joke and you're not laughing?
The system that knows so much, you decide what's right or wrong the same way that you decide what's funny.
Não vai não. Agora que esse som tá ficando bom. Não vai não.
Meanwhile, in the UK, supermarket Tesco had to apologise for telling people not to steal female menstrual products. Women, trans men, or anyone who menstruates should not have to worry about being reported for taking a necessity that I personally believe should be free. Tesco removed signs placed above tampons and other menstrual health products that asked people to report shoplifting of these items in its store in Kensington, London, after the signs caused mass uproar online. The company said it was very sorry for any offence caused and claimed that the sign was placed in error. Shoplifting is now progressive. A contraception shortage in the UK has apparently caused chaos for women wanting to have promiscuous, unprotected sex. Ho's mad.
No, not the heckin' Pillarinos. You don't understand. I need to have promiscuous sex, consequence-free. No!
The degenerate hellscape of modern hypergamous relationships that has contributed to record high levels of depression and suicide in young people. That's fine.
No eggs.
Wanting to embrace traditional gender roles and become a trad wife. That's a form of extremism. According to the Institute of Strategic Dialogue, a think tank that partners with national governments, Google and others to, quote, counter hate and extremism in the UK, women who choose to be subservient to men in the framework of a traditional marriage are comparable to the brides of ISIS terrorists. This is where we're at.
Hey, Emma. I folded your laundry.
Meanwhile, UK TV host Philip Schofield was universally celebrated after announcing that he was gay. Fantastic, stunning and brave. Just a shame he couldn't have been stunning and brave a little earlier instead of lying about it to his wife and kids for 27 years.
I think I speak on behalf of all of us when I say that we've got nothing but love and respect for you.
Sky News devoted 3 of their top 4 headlines to Schofield's announcement. The Daily Mail offered a running commentary on Schofield's every movement, reporting the monumental news that he had arrived home. The stampede of enthusiasm was so vehement that Buckingham Palace was forced to deny rumours that the Queen had abdicated her throne and that Schofield had been proclaimed king. And as Schofield was being lauded for ending his 27-year marriage, over in Australia, a mother of 4 was being publicly shamed on national television for making her husband breakfast.
I want to take you back to the 1950s. Brooke Smith shared her routine online. Here's what she said. I always make sure I don't go to bed until everyone's lunches are packed, their clothes are set out for the next day, including my husband's, and the house is clean, dishwasher is on, and a load of washing is on. I always get up early, 4:30, with my husband to make his breakfast and coffee. Go, Brooke. Whatever.
Taking care of your spouse and children within the context of a fulfilling monogamous marriage. The sheer temerity.
Oh, has he hypnotised her or something? Who does this stuff? Making his breakfast and then putting his clothes out overnight? Who does this stuff?
Apparently only ISIS terrorists, brides and tradwife extremists.
My only theory is that she might actually like her husband.
All right, Shamima Begum. Meanwhile, back in London, Sadiq Khan revealed the winner of the award for diversity in advertising. An advert that was so diverse it featured 0 white people, celebrating different body types and skin tones which are underrepresented in advertising. Except body types like this, which are underrepresented because you banned them. Strange how the only advertisement seen in London that lacks diversity is the one telling white people to sterilise themselves.
Paul, brother, it is time. You must call out the egg lessons again. They are ruining our birth rates. The sexual revolution and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race.
I am the Eggman. I like this boy, and he likes someone else. I am the Eggman. Oh Lord. I am the Eggman. I am the walrus. I'm crying.
In entertainment news, I'm excited to see Rage Against the Machine's comeback gig at the Capital One Arena, the 11th biggest financial institution in America that helped pioneer the mass marketing of credit cards in the early 90s, enslaving an entire generation with mountains of consumer debt. Fight the power when the avant-garde becomes the god. Cringe Against the Machine. Woke actress Jamila Jamil was criticised for being cast in an LGBT interest TV show when she's straight. Jamila's response? She suddenly announced that she was queer. Checkmate, bigots. I mean, she's been in a relationship for the past 5 years with musician James Blake, who last time I checked was a man, and before him she had a long-term relationship with another man she described as her first love. But yeah, you're queer now, Jamila. Okay.
Bullshit.
Next time someone calls me an Islamophobe, I'll just instantly convert to Islam. A Filipino climate activist wrote an article for Vice saying she left the environmental movement because it was too white. The climate movement is overwhelmingly white, so I walked away. The authors of the Emancipation Proclamation are overwhelmingly white, so I continue my life as a slave. Those awful white people and their spins wheel trying to save the planet. According to CNN, there are also too many white people attempting to stop the spread of the coronavirus.
So, Riley, what has been helpful to you in combating racism?
I think it's helpful and important to talk to other white people about racism. And I think a lot of people, they don't want to be racist. They don't think that they're racist, but they also don't know some of the things that they believe or say are and can be racist.
Frankly, there's just too many white people in here because it does make some of us POCs uncomfortable when we see too many white people in here.
Broke. Woke.
There you go. Right here. Here it is, right here. There you go. This is the white man. Get these white women and get these white people a hand, man.
Bespoke.
Paul Joseph Watson, don't forget about me. Let's go! Woo!
Scandinavian Airlines put out a commercial saying that Scandinavian countries have produced nothing and have no native culture that isn't copied from other better countries. Really makes me want to visit Scandinavia. Trump's being called a fascist for a new executive order that would mandate all new federal buildings be built in the classical style because Hitler liked classical architecture. So therefore, if you like classical architecture, you're Hitler. Wait, Hitler also liked vegetarianism and dogs.
Sorry, white race. This is real life. The dog gets the Caucasian girl. Too bad, white man. but you can still see the 6th root race. Some of these casties is looking thick.
But forget classical architecture. This precious graffiti art was spray painted over by vandals in Melbourne. No, don't destroy the precious graffiti art. Meanwhile, forget about the coronavirus. Simping has reached pandemic proportions. Simping means I'm a young man lacking the capacity to interact with a woman in a respectful, positive or wholesome way. So this is me lashing out at others who can, while marking myself as a socially inept outcast that's anxious around the opposite sex. It's a bit of a pandemic. Bruh. Hope she sees this, bro. Unlike all your old edgy videos, which no one can see because you unlisted them after cucking out to the left and becoming a... what's the word? Oh yeah, simp! This is how a simp would define the word simp. So congrats, point proven. And who's that? Simp! Jeff Bezos only follows one person, and it's his ex-wife. Hello, simp department. Imagine simultaneously being worth over $120 billion and a simp. Men literally beg for coochie online, yet women are the ones who need social media revoked. Yes.
No.
A new survey of more than 8,000 people has found that those who identify with left-wing political beliefs are more likely to have been diagnosed with a mental illness. Meanwhile, in San Francisco...
Keep going!
Meanwhile, in London... Meanwhile, in Phoenix...
Slash his throat! Every fucking Republican! Suck my fucking balls!
Say that one more time.
Slash Republican throats! Slash fascist throats! Death to fascism!
Meanwhile, in Jacksonville...
A political statement from this man charged with ramming his van into a Republican voter registration tent on the South Side, barely missing volunteers campaigning for President Trump. Detectives say Gregory Tim told them his dislike of the president drove him to carry out the attack.
Good night. And always remember, that's...
It's absolutely crucial for you to help me fight the war on free speech by supporting me via Subscribe Star, link in description, and also signing up for my free newsletter at summit.news/newsletter.